Edge, yeah, it is. Expectancy is the result of applying your edge over a statistically valid sample of trades to be official about it. And, you know, the trick question is, can you have a high percentage of winning to losing trades and still have a negative expectancy? Yeah, you can do that very, very easily. Very easily. It's, you know, it's very common to see this stuff advertised. You know, we have 80% winning trades. We trade the S&P with a 3-tick stop. You know, all this nonsense. Hopefully, one of the benefits you guys are getting from this is that you will be able to see all this stuff out there, and you can tell as soon as you read it, it's impossible. It's not possible to do some of these things that are advertised that people claim to be able to do. What are the advantages of focusing on taking trades that have the potential of a return that is a multiple of the risk required to see if the trade will work? Yeah, Robert, you say lower risk. Ultimately, it is lower risk, frankly. In many ways, it is lower risk. You know, some of the other advantages of focusing on trades that have the potential return that we're looking for is everything that we're doing. You know, this is a discretionary methodology, and discretionary trading is the highest form of trading. You can make more money potentially as a discretionary trader than any other type of trading. But the issue with discretionary trading is that there is judgment involved, and it is imperative not to abuse the fact that you have discretion. If you're discretionary trading, you have to be rules-based. Otherwise, you're just winging it. You're just randomly trading. You can't do that. You will lose all your money. And it's not about how many winning trades you have or how many winning days in a row you have. It's about expectancy. And the inherent part of the inherent expectancy of this is that you put yourself in front of the possibility of that big outsized winning trade, big outsized relative to the risk that has to be assumed to take the trade. The other thing that's inherently positive about this methodology is that it gives you a basis for something that all traders seem to, you know, have some sort of issue with. It's discipline and patience. Well, it's hard to be disciplined or patient if you have no basis for it. If I'm sitting here in front of the S&P Mini trading a 5-minute chart, but I don't know what I'm doing, how do I know if I'm being patient or not? So I'm constantly anxious. It's a state of high anxiety because I just frankly just don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a basis for sitting there and being disciplined and patient. And the other thing is that it's effortless. If you define your trading, you are doing something by sitting there, letting the trade set up. You know, you've heard me say not trading is trading, but you really are. If you're sitting there, you are trading. You don't have to be in a trade or be clicking the mouse to be trading. And it's a natural process. And this methodology will give you the basis to develop the habits that all traders struggle with. And they struggle not because they have some sort of personality disorder. A lot of traders have personality disorders, but that's another story. But because they have no basis for it. So that's, you know, a huge advantage of focusing on taking trades that have the things that we look for. Now, what is meant by inherent positive expectancy? I keep talking about this over and over and over, and the reason I do is because it's so important, and it's going to be a theme all the way through what we're going to do tonight. The inherent positive expectancy. You want to make sure you are not sabotaging this inherent positive expectancy aspect of this methodology. So what's inherent positive expectancy? Yeah, Kim, that's a good mathematical way to put it. You could, if you're trading following the basic concepts, and you don't have, this is not something that has 15 different rules and exceptions and this, that, and the other. If you follow just the basic concepts, and that basic concept is identifying trade location, specific trade location. If you do that, you could flip a coin whether you went long or short once you reached an area, and then over a large sample of trades, you probably have a very positive expectancy. When I say, I used to say that a lot in these infomercial webinars that I do, and it just, I don't do it anymore because people just go apoplectic. They just, what do you mean? Well, which way do you go? And the reality is, most of the time, we have a lean. Most of the time, you have a reason to be biased one way or the other. The point is that the location is so powerful itself that the mistake is not taking the trade. It's not that you went long or short and you got stopped out. And Troy, I know Troy has done this in the room, and I do it all the time too. A lot of times, well, too many times, let's put it that way, I'll take a trade and I'll be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I can be spectacularly wrong. But that tells me I did the majority of what I'm supposed to be doing correctly. I identified good trade location. Well, good trade location is defined through this methodology, is identifying an area where there is a greater than random probability of an outsized move relative to that time frame. So quite often, the times that I'm wrong spectacularly. If I'm wrong a little bit, probably wasn't going to be a very good trade anyway.